All right, hornballs, grab your sunglasses, your journals, and your convertibles because it's time to rewind. This great movie we love came out March 5th, 1999, the last few days of spring, which, by the way, here in Maine, today was a very springy day. How about over there in LA? Are you feeling spring?
It's nice
today.
Okay,
gorgeous.
good.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, every fucking day for you guys is gorgeous.
No.
It rained yesterday.
It was horrible yesterday.
Yes.
Or the night and the day.
Now we have 1 day a week. So, like, climate change makes it so that LA is 1 day a week where it rains now.
Oh, wow.
Which I love.
Yeah, it was cold. It was like
even
55.
better. Because I'm like, we'll stay inside and be or like it makes you want to cozy up, but it's still just that 1 day. Like today is a perfect LA 70 degrees blue sky.
And you're stuck inside recording with me. Aw.
Wetting my tits up. No, I was outside already. Jesus.
Good.
Enough with that.
Yeah. Enough. You don't need all those vitamins.
You know, you could be a model. It's too bad you're not sexy.
I can be sexy.
You know what would be super duper sexy? If you lost all the clothes.
Huh?
Sebastian does kind of get off kind of being like pretty good when we know he was awful, right? That opening scene, which we need to get to in a second. I mean, we immediately learn like this guy is bad news.
A lot of women into sleeping with him in ways that are like varying degrees of assault.
So I wonder, what would you think? I mean, Cecile kind of has her cool moment by giving the journal to Catherine and like, right, she's good. We don't really need, but now Annette. I know, I love Cecile too. Selma Blair is just a little bit too over the top every now and then, but you know what?
I love that.
Yeah,
I did too. Have you guys ever seen a movie from earlier than this? Martin Short and Clifford, the movie.
Oh,
Clifford.
Of course. Are you kidding? Love.
I didn't see it when we were kids, and I saw it like for the first time like 3 years ago, and I was like, "This movie is amazing." And I feel like
Were you high?
Yeah. Yeah.
He plays a kid. Martin Short is a full adult and he plays a kid, a little troublemaker.
The actor's like, what? Just be a normal person. You can't look at me like a normal human boy. You can't even do it right now. Look at you. Like you just said. But I literally turned to Ash after Selma Hayek did the thing where she's like doing this
Selma Blair.
Selma Blair. I keep calling her Selma Hayek too, and I'm so sorry.
The headstand.
I only know two Selmas. That she doing the headstand spreading. I was like, she's like a sexy Clifford. She's just like.
That I could do this, and then I could do it for a really long time. And my best friends Sue and Kelly and Francis, and I could do it for so long. You see then.
You are so correct. Oh my God, that's so funny. Jason, have you not seen Clifford? Wow. Please watch it.
It's absurd.
It's absurd. And actually, I feel like it has a big anniversary this year. Is it from the 80s or the 90s? It's either turning 30 or 40.
Yeah, I think early 90s.
It must be turning 30 this year because I put it on my list of potentials. That's amazing.
Even like Sean William Scott or Sean Patrick Thomas. I literally wrote down, Sean Patrick Thomas, one of my favorite 3 first name Sean from teen 90s films.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I said, also, his character's name is 2 first names. He's Ronald Clifford.
Oh, true. Ronald.
So many first names. Clifford, and his girlfriend is the sexy Clifford.
It's all meant to be. See?
All making sense.
I'm the only person you can't have, and it kills you.
She was the kind of girl who had men wrapped around her fingers.
Everybody loves me, and I intend to keep it that way.
Kit, you bring up a good point how, it kind of does. It's funny, it's melodramatic, it's fun, it's super, super fun. But we do get a glimpse of how, like, some of these like rich brats are like kind of stuck. And actually, like, even though they have so many opportunities, it's like sometimes like people that have all that, like you can kind of see like they really actually don't have anything because they have so many open doors for them. Does that make sense? Sometimes when you have when you have too much opportunity, it's actually like it completely backfires and like, you know, you have nothing, right?
Like what recourse does Catherine have? What if she got really into like studying bugs and like wanted to be like an entomologist? You know, what recourse does she have for that when it's like, no, you have to be really pretty and you have to be really smart and you have to be at the top of everything and you have to go. She's probably expected to go to Radcliffe or Harvard at the time, you know, and she's probably expected to go on and start as a lawyer, but she would also be expected to marry and have kids, but then run this estate, you know, like it's all, there's almost like, I mean, you know, and we also live, there's certainly no freedom in not being able to eat, or, you know, but like there is also a lack of freedom in that echelon because it's like, yeah, how could any of these kids have an interest outside of being a golden financial or medical or lawyer, like that, this golden child, you know?
Yeah.
None of that. What if they wanted to work with horses? They're not going to let them go do that, you know?
Maybe Annette.
Dressage.
I just thought Sarah Michelle Gellar does go off to do the film Harvard Man. So in a way.
True. That was after this. I still have never seen that. Did you see that, Jason? Is that another VHS you stole?
No, but
yeah.
That director, I think, is kind of yucky.
Oh, who directed it? Do you remember?
Yes, Harvard Man's directed by James Toback, who allegedly had a lot of complaints.
Yeah, I know that name. I feel like, I think he directed a movie with Neve Campbell, yes, where she's fully nude. When Will I Be Loved? It's a really weird movie, but she gets fully naked in that one. Interesting. Okay.
40 women have accused him of sexual assault. Sorry.
Has it been that many? Holy shit.
The first thing I saw when I looked him up.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well.
Names. God damn.
Wow.
Oh, would you cut your psychobabble bullshit, Mom? There's pictures of me on the internet.
What kind of pictures?
Nudie pictures. What do you think?
So now Tara Reid, and I believe everyone was a great actor. No shade on anything. Tara Reid had fake tears on, like tear stick on in the beginning. And Ash goes, they made it out of, it was like, it wasn't total tear stick. They made it out of like a glue or something that like stuck to her. And then he goes at the later scene when Ryan, like in that long shot, and God knows, I've done ones where I'm like, the best acting I've done is in the long shot. And then they come up really close and I'm like, why can't I get there?
Oh, yeah.
But that's how I felt like Ryan was so good in that one shot. And then when they came in closer, when she's saying to him, no, he didn't have the tears that he had a moment ago. And Ash was like, why didn't they just put the glue on his face like they did earlier? Like,
I don't know how to make this any clearer to you. You mean nothing to me. You were just a conquest.
You're such a coward. Look at yourself. You're shaking.
Going back to the soundtrack, though. All right, Bittersweet Symphony we know is like number one. What is each of your like number two favorite songs from the soundtrack?
I actually don't remember any other song.
Jason, really?
Jason.
I know you haven't seen it in a while. Okay, we'll give you a pass. Kit, what about you?
What one did I put on my mix titled Lose It that I made when I was pretty much still functionally a child at like 17?
We're giving it to Colorblind.
It's Colorblind, baby.
Wow.
That's the first song on that mix is Colorblind. We open it up. I anticipated the
I could just picture you practicing like to your mix and like you hear the piano and then that's when like Kit like is just taking off
coffee black and
and then she looks up
and then Ryan Felipe is like, I can't, and I'm like, no. And then we bone later and it's fine. But
then you make up. Great. That's a great choice. It's hard because the songs are so good, but I mean, it might be obvious, but I absolutely love Praise You by Fatboy Slim. I love that cute scene that played when they're in the car and she's doing her iconic, like funny, weird faces that I would try to mimic, you know, to get him to lighten up. And it's just so cute. And they hold hands and it's a really cute moment. And I mean, that song is still just so damn good, you know? But I mean, we have Coffee and TV by Blur. Whenever I think of the famous kiss that we got to get into in a minute, I can hear that song in the background. I mean, the songs, the music supervisor, whoever you were. Yes.
100%.
Yep.
I
was like,
forgot
we're
about the
just
Blur
right
song,
in.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes
mhm.
in hot with the teen angst. Like,
I'm
Oh,
going to go see them
yes.
at Coachella.
Oh, Blur? Yeah.
Blur's going to be there, yeah.
Nice.
awesome.
Fun. That's great.
Yeah, there's a
They're
lot
always
of like
great.
1999 type of
Well, yeah,
bands
it's back.
that I'll be seeing there.
Back,
Yeah.
baby.
It's back, baby.
Yeah, Fatboy Slim is also very much like very played. He's not
Yes.
playing Coachella, but
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
you
Yeah, no,
hear it.
because even that Rita Ora, like she made a new
Mhm.
Praising You, which was fun. Yeah, so this stuff is all totally back. But yeah, if you guys ever can, I really do recommend the musical. It's literally the same thing as the movie. It's just with
Mhm.
great songs from this era, like Backstreet Boys, Britney. It's just a must. It's so much fun. And there was a cute picture I actually just posted on the Instagram page today of the 3 actresses from this movie. They went to see the show years ago. I remember opening
Rockwell.
in in LA, right? Yep. Love it. Love it. I do love that SMG and Selma Blair are so tight. Like they are besties, right?
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Would you mind turning around so that I could put on my bathing suit?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, love that pool scene. And, it's funny because Greg was rewatching a little bit of the movie with me and he catches things that I don't. But like, once he gets into the pool with her and then they're talking and it's so cute and it's perfectly lit, Sebastian is really circling Annette.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was like to like just give movement and, he's into her. But Greg was like, oh, I see the symbolism. And I'm like, what? And he's like, and he goes, he's a shark, like circling his prey. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Genius. Love it. Right. And I know it's obvious, but I was like, oh my God, I've seen this movie probably 20 times and never really picked up on that. Love it. Yeah. So great scene. And it is so fun to see, knowing that they were together in real life.
But someone new
Have we met? I don't think so.
I'm completely infatuated with her.
is about to unravel all her plans.
I remember reading an article about like an interview with Sarah Michelle Gellar about like why she wanted to do Cruel Intentions.
Oh yeah.
To get away from the Buffy image.
Yeah.
But it also goes to show that she can spew a mean quip. On both Buffy and Cruel Intentions.
She shows
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we can see, how Sarah Michelle Gellar was originally cast as Cordelia in Buffy, and you can see what that Cordelia would have been like, right? It makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually fun fact, I was actually just listening. I haven't finished yet, but SMG was just on Shannon Doherty's podcast, so I was listening to that episode, and oh my God, she was already booked as Cordelia. And she had asked, the producers and casting, like, so who's going to play Buffy? And they said, oh, we're really struggling. We can't find the right girl. And so even though she had a role, she had a job, she's like, well, I'd love to audition for Buffy. I think I can do it. And her team was telling her apparently like, no, like now they're going to get confused. They see you as Cordelia, just stick with it. But she was like, no, I really want to just give it a shot. Even though she booked Cordelia, they made her audition 11 more times for Buffy to the point where, and maybe you know this, sorry if you do, but to the point where she was like in tears and she's like, I cannot do another callback. Like, I'm just going to stick with Cordelia. But then they brought her into the room and all the execs are there and they're like, you're Buffy. So it's like, Jesus, she already proved herself, probably auditioning multiple times.
That's Network.
Oh my God, that's Network. And
Network.
At least it was Network, I guess, at that time. Especially with, she already had a daytime Emmy for All My Children, another mean girl that she played well, right? But like, yeah, that's brutal. And she even threw a little bit of shade. She's like, yeah, for a network, no one knew. I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
So
WB, baby.
Yes. So just wanted to share that little fun fact.
Oh, gee, your journal. Could you be more queer?
Could you be more desperate to read it?
We already have gotten other reboots, other remakes of this story, not as famous. I think like Netflix did a version and different things. And, what would you want to see? Because it's going to be inevitable in a few years. I'm sure there's going to be a new Cruel Intentions, new Dangerous Liaisons. So we've done like the old period, castle stuff. We've done the high school. What would be like is there like a workplace Cruel Intentions, Dangerous Liaisons, or is there like what's the next setting, do you think, for like a future remake?
Interesting.
Is it in space? Astronauts?
Does it
right?
take Manhattan again?
Does it take Manhattan?
Yeah.
I hope so. Because I could see this like set like in a did you guys see a movie that should have really be nominated and gotten no love. Fair Play on Netflix.
No, I haven't.
Please watch it. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's a hardcore, stockbroker, like a couple that, in the world of finance in New York. But like, I could see this like being, like a sexual work thing, with colleagues. I could see that, I could also maybe see it like in school, but like with teachers, or is that like, I don't know.
Oh,
like to tell.
How about like suburban elementary school?
Like the
Like
teachers,
teachers.
Parents
teachers.
and teachers, yeah.
Not the students. Okay.
They're like,
Not the
listen
students.
up, okay?
The
I'm the
teachers.
fucking Marsha Blady of the Southside School, and I gotta tell you, I need my cocaine.
little Catherine's like, I'll give you my sandwich if you give me your lunchbox, right?
Yeah.
Which, by
Like
the way,
suburban.
I like that.
take it to
You know
the
what
suburbs.
what it's giving me? It's giving me kind of like the Ice Storm, which was around this time. Remember that movie, The Ice Storm?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Suburban swinging, different wives like that. I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Because workplace, I feel like you start entering the politics change because the systems of power are all of the regular systems of power, and then also you will have a superior that you have to like. Catherine's a superior, and she holds that social, but like technically any senior has the same, standing as not actually, but it feels that way. Whereas in the workplace, it would be like I'm just gonna tell HR because this is absurd.
Exactly.
But the suburbs, the intrigue. I think it needs to be a place where people have time on their hands to have this subtle intrigue, and then you have an influx of new blood, so to speak, in it as well. So
And Catherine would win.
Oh, that could be really interesting.
I don't want to see a woman get destroyed.
No.
Yeah,
No.
especially not now. That's
I like the idea if they all just kind of are like, okay, that's who you are, and I'm gonna choose to deal with you accordingly. And it's like, I have you can deal with me or not, but type thing, rather than like she goes to prison and
And we can still have like the purity versus,
cachet and
it could be interesting, if it's like the suburbs in like the South or something. Like, if it's showing like a pretty chaste kind of neighborhood. I don't know, because we're gonna get more versions. So I'm just like, well, what can you do that hasn't already been done before? That isn't modern day teens or like back in the past,
Or a series. Like I know the series is coming out, but it's like, I want to. Let's see a movie.
If we can see a movie, of this is half a great idea and half a total joke. If it was like in a sister wife Mormon community, like I'm thinking literally I'm not thinking like the FLDS, I'm thinking literally the reality show Sister Wives, like that kind. Like it's not even a church that they go to, it's just one rich guy and a couple of other rich people who have decided to be. I don't actually think it's a great idea. The politics and the power there is also more of a
reboot Big Love.
But
I was gonna say some Big Love. That's interesting.
Because that's what, remember, in both the real life one, he got a younger wife, and in Big Love, it was like the babysitter. It's like they're poaching these other wives. Like that would be maybe something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That would
or in the swinger world.
Yes.
The rich Palm Springs swinger world.
Yes. And like making someone swing, kind of.
It could be interesting
to a new girl or new guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be interesting to change some genders, change some sexualities.
Cecile, you had an orgasm.
I did.
You're becoming a woman. I'm so proud of you.
I am?
Cecile! I love email is for geeks and pedophiles.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
One of my favorite. Because yes, it is. And I'm tired of answering them.
Yeah.
Criminal.
I know. Everyone is tired. But you're right. Yeah, I love that line because they want him to write a letter to Cecile. Because what does he say? He's like, should I write an email? It's like, no.
Yeah.
Right.
He's in his mansion and he's so in his feelings. Like it's all natural, but he opens these pocket doors and then he closes the one pocket door and then the other. And I was like, I could just imagine he's God damn it! I'm fully fighting with these pocket doors.
It takes a little while to get that second door. And similarly, later on, he's like, I think on the phone, it's once they've broken up, Annette has gone to like the apartment in the city or whatever, or somewhere else, right? And he's trying to get her on the phone, and he's like, please tell her I called. And then he like slams it, but it didn't hang up properly, and then he tries to do it again and it still wouldn't. So there were a few moments where he's,
but I love that because
Yeah.
it's real, but it's also so funny because it does get to that. Like there are times even when you're distressed and you can't, and you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fucking zipper.
Oh yeah. It's totally real. It just makes me laugh because I'm sure, he's kind of like, fuck, I'm supposed to do that, and now I'm really angry.
I have to stay in it. Yeah, you're like, I have to keep in it. I have to keep in it. Like, don't. What would I do?
Yeah.
I also love how Ryan Felipe, I mean, it's not, don't do this to people without permission, but I love the way that every woman in his life, he just picks up and moves and puts some.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh, I had forgotten to say,
push her off of him, and then is
he
like,
throws Cecile off the bed.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then without looking at her, Cecile, I need what I call quiet time. It's like, that's hot.
Poor Cecile, I know.
Don't do it to people without their permission, but it was a hot way of treating people.
Right.
You're in love with her. You don't love me anymore.
I just can't take your games.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, and Reese Witherspoon. Cruel Intentions. Rated R.
I don't know. Is it a cult classic? Because I feel like it made too much money to be a cult classic. It ended up making, it made almost like 80 million worldwide. I'm sure continues to make some money.
I consider this a teen classic.
Teen classic, not cult classic. Because I feel like it's like Jawbreaker was a cult classic because that wasn't so popular.
Yeah,
but this I just feel like, right? This broke through pretty. It was never number one, but it just immediately had a chokehold on like pop culture. Right?
Yeah. It's number one in a lot of people's hearts.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
The fact that it had, did we ever find out, so what movie came out at the same time as Cruel Intentions?
Well, Analyze This came out the same day, but it came out the same month as 10 Things I Hate About You, and other teen stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And The Matrix was about to come out.
Cruel Intentions, pretty much everyone remembers Cruel Intentions. No one remembers Analyze This.
No, I agree.
I remember it in terms of my parents found this movie so funny at the time. I actually haven't seen it. I'm sure it is hilarious. But
oh wow, okay.
I know I'm terrible.
I mean, it's super fun, but I get like exactly what Jason's saying. You're not really, but that's what that generation was drawn towards, and we were, I mean, just so into this hot, sexy, cool, funny thing.
Yes. I think the Gossip Girl book series started coming out in like 2003, I think is when. So I think that was also very much, spurned on by sexy, rich Manhattan teens.
Yep, for sure. Oh yeah, the DNA is absolutely in there. And and just one last thing, going back to this cast, I know Selma Blair has said this, and it's I would say pretty accurate because I just feel like teens, like we were saying, were so popular at this time, and it would seem so easy to get a job. But she said that basically, if you were young enough and looked around 18, you had a pretty good time in Hollywood. It was pretty easy because she was gonna get the Joey Potter role, but then Katie Holmes came in and took it from her, right? So she didn't really have a ton of experience, but like she made it seem like it was not really hard to get this role, like because everyone was hiring teens or young adults. So it's nice also to love this movie and also just kind of love this time where we got some good, fun things. We
really thought it was going to be like that.
Oh, we thought that wave was going to continue.
We didn't think like the 2008 economic bust would also mean. We didn't think AI was going to literally take our faces and voices and be like, here you go.
Well, it's interesting, because we have Euphoria, we still have teen movies, but now
not the same
right?
way.
Like the power is not with younger people. I mean, Zendaya, of course, and Jacob Elordi, but it's more about like just like big stars now, or the opposite, or like total like new people, lesser known. Like there's kind of no like hot teen shows to pull people from.
Right. Which means like that everyone's always based on someone else. Like Cruel Intentions was, I mean, it was based on Dangerous Liaisons, to be fair.
I still haven't seen Do Revenge with SMG as the headmistress. Did you see Do Revenge on Netflix? Yeah,
I don't know what the show is.
No, it's a movie. It's a movie with she's in it, and it's Maya Hawke, Uma's and Ethan's daughter, and Camila Mendez from Riverdale. Apparently, it's very Cruel Intentions. It's like Cruel Intentions meets Jawbreaker.
Where it's kind of campy, right?
It's kind of campy. It came out like a year or two ago. I still haven't seen it. Yeah, but
no, I haven't seen it.
I guess there are some nods to these great movies from 25 years ago, and having Sarah Michelle back as the headmistress, and I guess she has a line that is very Catherine. I should see it.
Cecile, everybody does it. It's just that nobody talks about it.